Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So we are going to be reviewing Real Housewives of Potomac today, right? Here's the thing. I know this review is late, number one, but this episode just, I struggled for it to hold my attention, honestly. I kept tuning out, passing out, falling asleep, waking back up, and finally just decided to catch up with it after work. And like just really pay attention because ADHD was kicking my ass, okay? This episode was okay. It was maybe more of a filler episode. Most of the dirt and debris was at the end, and maybe that's a little messy. Maybe I shouldn't be watching for dirt and debris, but if we're telling the truth, we don't watch this for pomp and circumstance and to see these ladies have high tea. We watch for the dirt and debris, okay? So, let's just get into it. The episode kicks off with Giselle and Robin doing a photo shoot. So Robin is, of course, running late because that's just what Robin does. And Giselle is there talking to Cal, her hairdresser that she met through her ex-husband. And he's asking her about the state of their relationship. Well, we all know that Giselle and Jamal tried to get back together last season. That got dragged to hell at the reunion. And she's now telling the truth, which is what we all knew, and that's that relationship ain't really happening. There's nothing real there, right? So the way she explains it is that it's really difficult to have an honest relationship during the pandemic. What? What in the hell does the pandemic have to do with an honest relationship? It's one thing to say, maybe the distance did us in. Maybe, we didn't have enough time and communication, but it's difficult to have an honest relationship during the pandemic. The pandemic ain't got nothing to do with that. It's difficult to have an honest relationship when you are dealing with a dishonest person. But you knew that. Now, the issue came in when he decided to be honest with us and not you. When he decided after Monique pulled her stunt that he was going to go to the internet and tell the internet that he was single and he could do whatever he wanted to do and blah, 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 blah. So he was not even claiming you. And so now you kind of in turn have to not claim him. But don't say you can't have an honest relationship during the pandemic. Like, y'all's relationship been dishonest for decades. That's just that. So Robin gets there. They do their photo shoot, and then they decide to invite Mia to come hang out with them. We're going to see how that works out. Ashley and Michael are next. Ashley is 10 months pregnant, and she and Michael are going to dinner. They're pretending to be in love, and she's talking about how she just falls in love with her husband all over again because of his desire to be romantic with her. Girl, he playing for these cameras just like you playing for these cameras, and I'm not about to play with y'all, okay? So they sit down to have dinner, and Michael says, I want to get into movie production. All Ashley sees is a window opening and money flying out of it, okay? So Ashley has to, very tactfully figure out how to say, listen, don't spend all this money I married you for. I married you for the bag. And what you're not going to do is throw the bag out the window. So she says, we have kids and we have to make sure that we have the means to take care of our kids. No, 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 no. I had these kids so that if you ever get stupid, I can get me a good check. Don't go spending up all the money and now my check is messed up. That's what she meant there. I fixed it for you, okay? So now he can really get it. They work my nerves, so I really can't deal with them. Like, we know there's no romance, there's only finance, and like, save it. Michael is a philanderer with no boundaries and no preferences. Like, girl, you ain't selling us that story. Bye. We move on to Karen. Karen is at home FaceTiming with her daughter who lives in New York now. Karen is in the kitchen burning dinner and talking to her daughter about being named the ambassador to Mayberry or whatever little town she's from. And she's so excited about it and whatnot. They are talking about her renewal of her vows with Ray and that she does not think Ray is going to give her a new ring. That he's probably just going to give her a wedding band and not an actual rock. Girl, Ray don't want to give you this wedding, much less a new ring. Please leave Ray alone. Ray is trying to enjoy his twilight years and you are harassing him. Please leave him alone. Okay? Then we move on to Mia. Mia is at one of the chiropractic offices that her husband has passed off to her to manage. She's in there just tinkering with things, which makes it very evident that this is only for the purpose of this show, that you really don't be in there like that. You in these people's way and you're getting on their nerves. Like, please get out the way. Oh, God bless the employees. They're just standing there smiling like, yeah, the boss is here. We're going to be nice with, please get out our damn way. Mia's son calls her about his sports practice that she's supposed to take him to. And she asks, is it okay if Gordon takes him? And he's like, yeah, but Gordon jumps in and says, hold on. This third time, you done passed this off to me. And at first it seemed like, it would seem like, oh, he just doesn't want to take him. But he makes a good point. He's saying, listen, he looks forward to that one-on-one time with you. And you keep passing him off, and it's not okay. Well, I know this is a sensitive subject, but for someone who grew up with parents who are absent, I'm sure that she can connect to that feeling. Now, the thing may be that she is an active, present parent because she has custody of her child, because he lives in the home with her and she provides for him. You may not see the missed opportunity here. And while I get being a boss, running a business, and that, especially when you done married a man who you've now inherited a lot of business and this seems like this once in a lifetime opportunity, you do have to keep a work-life balance. And you have to keep in mind that this time with your kids is time you will not get back. You will never get back this period in his life. And these are fundamental years. He needs his mom to be there. It will not matter to him that, well, I was out being a boss. I was out making us money. I was out doing X, Y, and Z. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care now, and he will not care in 10 years. Okay? You will never get this time back. So I'm with her husband. You got to find a better balance so that your kids are not the ones who are left, just out there hanging. And it doesn't, matter that he has this other parent. He wants his mom. And that's no judgment to her, because I get it. I really do get it. And I really get wanting to do it all and have it all. But you'll never get that time back. They'll never be a teenager again. They'll never, be in their kids' sports. I don't care if he goes into a professional league playing sports as an adult. You'll never get this time back. You'll never get these moments back. And you don't want, his childhood to be filled with missed opportunities. Moving on. So Robin, Wendy, and Escala get together to work out. Wendy is talking about her silicone is about to freeze because it's so cold outside. Wendy is just becoming a plastic Barbie right before my eyes, and I am so disappointed. Like, just wrap me up in the 4 degrees and roll me outside. I cannot even deal with who Wendy is right now. Like, take your silicone and just go away from me, okay? So they're talking, And Robin gets into telling the ladies about how she and Giselle invited Mia to dinner. Well, Mia read them like her name was LeVar Burton, okay? Because Giselle put the stipulation that she was not inviting Karen to this dinner, Mia just went off. Very professionally, but she went off. Basically said, we have nothing to talk about. Unless you want to talk business, we have nothing to talk about. Like, okay, girl. We'll go have drinks without you. Okay, bye. The next stop is poor little Grace going to the DMV to do her permit test. And she's tried for her permit a couple times and she didn't pass. And she didn't pass in this particular time either. And can I tell you that for all the scenes in this show, this is the one that got me teary-eyed. I felt so bad for her because I remember what it was like. I remember being a teenager and your permit test and your driving test was just your whole world. And getting your license was everything. And you felt like if this doesn't happen, you know, there's something wrong with me. I want to say to Grace how admirable it is that you keep trying. There are a lot of people who struggle with test taking and things of that nature. Does not mean that they're not smart. Does not mean that they're not capable. Sometimes nerves get the best of you. All kinds of things happen. But I am rooting for her. I hope she gets her permit. If she has not, if she's already gotten it, big congratulations. If not, please keep trying. That scene just, oh my God, I about cried because she was so sad. And, you know, I remember. Oh, Grace. Oh, Gracie Pooh. It's okay. We get on to Candice's party. I think Candice parties turn into fights because they're boring. Like, okay, it was cute, the little shot. Everybody got to take a shot when they come in. That's cute. The whole Prosecco Pong, conga line, never have I ever. Like, it's so Girl Scout. It's so Babysitter Club sleepover, like we're 15. Like, no. So anyway, Karen arrives first. Robin arrives right after Karen. Karen calls herself making conversation with Robin and starts to ask Robin about when she's gonna have a wedding. And Robin is like, you know, I just don't want to rush to have a wedding and have something I have to skimp on or not really get what I want. That's probably, you know, a stall tactic because Juan don't necessarily want to get married. But Karen, mind your business. So Karen is in the confessional talking trash about how, oh, she's full of it and, you know, I call BS and they're just stuck. Well, why your vows ain't been renewed yet? Anybody got time to play with Karen? So then Giselle comes in. And the same way Karen was shooting at Robin, Karma's a quick heifer in their group. Giselle came in and said, oh, there's the hater. Like, why do y'all come into events just shooting shots at each other? I don't get it. Like, this is probably why I don't have a lot of girlfriends. Because I don't have the good sense to really just shoot shade back. After a while, I'm gonna curse you out. Like, who you playing with? Don't even come at me like that. I ain't had enough drinks for you to be harassing my nerves, okay? Everyone gets there and they're like, well, where's Ashley? Candice forgot to invite Ashley because she's probably out going into labor. And she is. So ladies get into the whole Mia mess. Giselle and Robin start to go back and forth with Karen about this whole text issue and them not wanting to invite Karen to dinner, and just a whole continuation of their entire immaturity that has been going on season after season after season. So Mia comes in and they get to talking about it with Mia, and like, well, why did you react so strongly? And Mia says, Mia takes ownership for the fact that she was quite aggressive in her response. Like, it wasn't even necessary to do all that. But she wants you to know that she's the boss and this, that, and the third. It screams, my husband put me in charge of stuff. Like, you can tell this is not a person who built anything from the ground up. Like, I like Mia for the most part, but when you start doing all that stuff, the condescending stuff, like, you lose me. Just, so they get to going back and forth, and Escala, I don't know how this was edited. But when Escala came out of nowhere and said there's a whole lot of delusion going on here and I just can't take it anymore, and how you came at them was unnecessary, I was like, well, what happened? Because that seemed to have come out of nowhere. But Mia's response was, how many businesses do you own? The scholar says, several. Mia's rationale for why she spoke to Giselle the way she spoke to Giselle is because she's a boss, a CEO of all these businesses, and she doesn't let anyone dictate to her or put stipulations on how she's going to move because she's a boss. What are you talking about? This screams, I met a man with a bunch of businesses. He was ready to retire, so he put me in charge, and now I got a job. Screams it. When she started asking how many businesses do you have, she lost me. She straight up lost me. Like, what? So you justify being aggressive and, handling people all kinds of ways because you're a business owner? I can't. Mia does say in the confessional that, she does a lot of things that make women go, I really don't rock with her. I don't want to do with her really. And she's going to work on herself. Let's hope so. Okay? You got work done on everything else. Let's work on the personality now. Okay? We're going to work on those things. So they go sit down. They go to play the games. They do a conga line and play Never Have I Ever. It's just like, oh my God, this is such a teenager party. Like, please. They're playing Never Have I Ever. Karen may or may not have done ecstasy at some point because she drank the drink when they asked the question, but we don't know if Karen understood the rules or not. Mia and her husband are freaks, apparently, because she calls it a threesome, but she said she basically sat in the corner and watched another lady do her husband, and that's just how they get down. And they cut to Ashley, whose water has broken and she is breaking down. It is just hitting her as her water breaks that she's going to have a second child. That when she gets home, Dean is not going to be her only child anymore. There's going to be a whole new baby, and she is having a complete meltdown. Now, I want to call part of it hormones, okay? I want to call the other part of it reality has set in. It's cute, when you're pregnant and you're the pregnant lady that everybody's going to be nice and sweet to. And then it's a different story when you've got this new baby and a husband who does not like to stay home. Okay? And maybe it was all hitting her. And that's kind of where the episode ends, is Ashley going off to have her new baby and saying it just has not registered to her that she's going to have a second child. Yeah, boo, you going to work for that check, okay? You going to earn that check. I'm just saying. that's where the episode ends. Like I said, this episode, it was okay. Didn't really do a whole lot for me. It was more of like a filler episode, if you ask me. But that's it. We'll see what they got next week. It looked like they're going to be at a table somewhere out of town fighting rather than fighting at home. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, until next time, thank you for stopping by. Love you, mean it. Bye.